All right, good morning, everybody. Hope everyone is doing well. I am Darkpool Algo, and thanks for joining me on another Morning Watch This Building session. Today is Wednesday, April 27th, 2022, and we're going to look for some stocks and options that are going to make a greater than expected move, and I still can't sign into my chat. I am sorry. That's so frustrating. For real, though. For real. Let me in, you MFers. It's not going to let me do it. It's so frustrating. All right, a couple things here. Let me get this moved over and up. Sorry, a little loud. Need a drink. So, my normal news source that I use has always been this Hammerstein's or Hammerstone's early look, right? And typically they'll have the articles out, right, by this time in the morning. April 21st was the last time they pushed one out. I think their website is jackified. I reached out to their support yesterday, and I got a response from one of their bigger wigs, right, or bigger people. Killa, what's up, dude? What is up? And he assured me that I would be on the list to get their email, right? And so I went through it, and yes, they sent me the one yesterday, but it doesn't do me any good if they don't send it to me before 7 o'clock in the morning, my time, right? So unfortunately, that's gonna suck. What I need to do is I need to find a new news source. So if anybody has any good suggestions, please let me know. I have a subscription to Benzinga Pro, right, which is a pretty decent, right? But at the same time, it doesn't really give it to me in the way that I want. So we're going to have to continue to look a little bit, okay? All right, so we're going to jump right into our futures, see what's going on in the market, and we will go from there. So with that being said, make sure you hit the like button, right? And let's get to it, shall we? All right, ES yesterday, right? Dippity dippity dip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. I was completely wrong with that reversal candle. It showed itself early that we were wrong. I apologize. But we are at some levels that, every time we've hit this level, we've ripped. So are they buying the dip, or are they going to continue to push this thing lower? So, yeah, this is going to be super interesting day today. Okay. I'm looking at, hold on, I got to go turn that down. All right. I apologize. I'll kill out, dude. All right. So daily, we're still very bearish. We got a lot of overhead pressure pushing us down on the market. We have hit some key levels. We didn't make a newer low yesterday, but if we break down below 41.01, we would be making a new low, and I'm afraid that the bottom would drop out. Okay, 4-hour chart, same deal. All right, well, rip up down day yesterday. We're trying to make a move back up again. The premise is if we rally to the 21, we're going to short the rally, which is more, what has a bigger gravitational pull at this point? Is it this fire line at 41.01, which is previous lows, right? From back in February 24th, right? Or is it going to be the 21 at 42.64? Okay. The good news is that we shouldn't be super choppy. Okay. Nice moves up overnight. And we came up, we did hit that resistance, right? This little zone right here. I'm just going to get rid of that. All right, let's see if I can get a better look at this one. Come on. There we go. All right. Yesterday, we rallied up, rode the 21, drop and dip, hit the 50, hit the 50. The 21 didn't hit the 50, pushing down. So technically, we are still bearish in the fact that we're really trying to get back up to some key levels. Okay. This is my 30-minute chart. If I need to dip down to the 15 to get a little bit better look, we can, right? So there it is, folks. 42.28 is, sorry, 42.35 is the 200-day. Currently, we're below the 50, below the 21. If we break this trend line support, right? 41.78.50 to 41.83. Very, very small zone there. But if we break that, then we need to look at some downside moves. So, how low can we go? Let me get these out here. Okay, so. All right, so there's the guide for the day, okay? We've got overhead resistance, and we've got some key levels that we can stair step our way down, okay? Even if we do get some big pops, right? We've got this 200-day that's going to cause us some grief, okay? We're stair stepping our way up, and what happens? All right, there's the move, okay? All right, moving on to the NASDAQ, which is in a death spiral, in my opinion, all right? So, what happened? We made a new low on the NASDAQ yesterday. Yes, we did. So, we came down, we hit the snow line, right? We couldn't get back above it. I'm looking for a close below 129.4250. All right, next target would be 12,000. Okay. We got a 2150 that we're going to look for a cross down on. All right, here. This is a 21. This is a 50-day. If we get a bounce, we could pull us back up, or if we get a dip down, then we need to look at our next downside target based on Fibonacci. Has us coming down to 12,000, right? 12.5, 12,000. Those are some pretty key levels. We were on the upside of this, so when I get into the 4-hour, we're going to see we're making our move back up, right? As y'all can see, rally up to 21, failure up, and then chop, 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 drop, or chop, 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 rip, right? Retest 21, and then make a decision from there. Is there the potential for this to be a big old nasty inverted head and shoulders? There is, but as long as we are bearish and have bearish sentiment, not cinnamon, but sentiment, we need to pay attention to these key levels. So very similar to what I just did on the ES, we have, looks like we got some trend line support happening there, right? Where's my voodoo lines? Yo, where they at? Where they at? What I want to have here? All right, so 15-minute chart. Finally got my voodoo lines back in place, like I should have, right? We came down, we hit that snow line, we rejected it. We're currently trying to ride the 2150 move up. Overhead resistance is at 13250. Okay. That move up to, 13282 is a 200-day on the 15-minute chart. Watch us slow melt up to here, and then we make a decision. So trend line support, we're below the 50, below the 21. If we stair step down, this is the move, right? We'll know by breaking 13,000, 12,942, right? 12,850, and then pretty big moves down to 12,500. Okay. All right. Next up on our list is the OYM, the old Dow. What's going on with the Dow? Well, the Dow is not doing its job. All right. So until this setup changes, I'm still bearish on it. It's interesting that the 21, I mean, we've got this weird mess that's pushing us down. I don't have. This fire line is super important. It'll be support and resistance. So 33,636. Below that, you know, I would look at making new lows. Above that, I would look at retesting the 50-day, right? And then the 21 4-hour give us a little bit more movement, right? Big up, big down day. We should retest the 21. So the line in the sand is 33,626. 4-hour 50 cross down. Let's look at the 30. Yeah, 33. This is probably the best look that we can get at potential moves. Okay, so we don't have that trend line support that we did on the other two, but we do have this little reversal. We're fighting the 2150, right? We could get moves up to value area high, which is 33,541. Above that, we could get a quick move up to this fire line to retest, and then we'll make a decision. But how are the 50, 200 cross down? I mean, just pointed, they're just bearish, right? Look at this. Trying to make some decisions here from a 15 perspective, right? So I'm seeing people say intraday we're bullish, but there's just not enough room to be super bullish, right? 15-minute 200 at 33,600 or previous highs, right? We'll move up, get rejected from there, and then move back down. If we do get some closes above that, then we need to just bump it up a time frame, right? Find out where the 200 is on that. So the 30-minute 200 is way up here. So there's a blueprint if we can look at it, right? Okay. Next up is the red-headed Russell, which has done its job of making a new low. Okay. So yes, we made a new low yesterday. We've got a magnet down here. 1840 to the downside, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, this is gorgeous. Small caps are gonna get clapped. Small caps are getting clapped. Oh, there it is. $19.15, $19.40. To that side, downside would be $18.67, $18.40. Right, so there's a big range for you. 30-minute. And then finally the old 15-minute perspective shows us that. All right, we're above the 21. We're trying to break out up to, like I said, 1916, 1920. And that look makes sense to me. So we got a previous high. So let me do this. This trading zone here is what we're looking at. Right there. Oh, get back here. Y'all can see that, right? We get up on here, you know, we get a quick little pop up to this supply zone. We either reject that supply zone and ride this trend line down, or we break through it and we melt up to 1920 before we retest the 50-day or the 200-day on the 15-minute chart. We reject that. We have the 50-21 below us, and it looks like we might have. All right, easy peasy lemon squeezy. What happens in this point here? What happens at 7:40 or 11 o'clock Eastern? Should be interesting. Okay. All right. Gold. All right. Flat last couple days. Pretty much flat. We did get a break above the 200 on our 15-minute chart, so gold moves up. Right. We've got micro zone that we're going to trade up into, which is here. As long as we can maintain that move above the 200-day on the 15, gold is going to be bullish again today. All right. Bar crude. So, God, I missed my news. Right, because we had, you know, we have trade balance, wholesale inventories, pending home sales, crude oil inventories today. We don't have those numbers anymore. I'm very frustrated about that. I got to figure out how to get that back. Okay. All right. So, a little rounded top here. We hit our fib extension. Now we look at what we do about it. Okay. Crude from the daily. Right. Upside target 104. Right. Trend lines, if we break trend line support, we come back down to 98. Bonds. All right. It made its move up to the resistance level I drew yesterday. Is it going to pull back, or is it going to continue to move up? I feel like it needs a pullback day, right? Back test for support before it makes its next move up. We're chilling at skyline to skyline on the break above 143. We got to move up to 144, 146. So if you wanted to play TLT, right? Wait for a pullback on TLT before it moves higher. So, all right, next up and finally is the old Japanese yen. There for a minute, right? There for a minute, it was above the 50-day, but then it fell down, right? We're at this little doji on the daily, right? This one here. Alrighty, so with that being said, earnings today. I believe Google has earnings today, right? No, Boeing has earnings. All right, hold on. Boeing, Spotify, T-Mobile, Harley Davidson. Oh, Google was yesterday and got whacked. Did it get whacked or was it just not as much as they thought? I thought I had Google on one of these. All right. Our bread and butters that I want to look at every single day. All right, this is Apple. Big move down, a little bit of a move back up, right? So I'm still bearish on Apple until I can close. Give me a close above this previous low, this 155 or 158.54. Above that, we trade up to 160, 161. I mean, it's fighting to hold this 156 level. Below that, we get to move down to this tree line, 154. New low would put us down at 152, okay? From a daily perspective, we have this magnet, 154. Below that, it gets super ugly. Short little pops, yeah. Overall, longer moves down. Daily 4 hour. Right. Move to 160, rally to the 21. Larger move down. So Apple, I will be watching the 148s, and I'll also be watching the 164s. Wait, no, that's too much. Hold on. Apple 154, 152 to the downside. Possible retest of 160. I think it could just get stuffed. So like if it rallies to 160, right, I'd look at getting the 155, 154 puts, right, 152. All right. Next, AMD. I got clapped on AMD yesterday, and I deserve to. That's what I get for not looking at this 21, right? 30-minute 21. So AMD above above 85.50. I think we get a test of 87. Downside plays would be 80 magnet with support at 83. So if we flush down here to 83, we can either bounce and retest 2150 on our way up, right? Or if we break that, then we can flush down to this next snow line at 80. So AMD 80, like that. NVIDIA, kind of the same deal, right? We are fighting the 21 right now with a fire line here. So AMD is going to get stuffed at like 190, or NVIDIA 190, 192. If we can get some closes above, above 193, then I think we can possibly retest the 200 level. But this just looks super bearish to me, right? Shoot, 173. That's a big move. 197. $15 move yesterday. And 73. I'm going to come back and look at that in a minute. All right, where's my notebook? Sorry, I just had to take some notes here. All right. This is the Tesseract, right? Tesla does what Tesla wants to do. Tesla had a bad day yesterday. I think I remember calling out those 880s. Can't remember if it was 885s, I think is what I said. So take a second, pull up your chart, drop a line, a horizontal line at 885 for Tesla, right? Make it a, I don't care how you decorate it. You can decorate it however you want, but just know that that is a magnet for Tesla. Whenever it gets below 900, right? It's a key level for, it's one of Tesla's key levels. So we dipped, right, where Tesla's trying to fight to stay above its, well, it's below its 50-day right now on the 15-minute, but it wants to stay above it, right? So below the 50-day, below the 21, but it did gap up overnight, came back, did not fill its downside gap. So 875, look for an 875 bounce possibly, or so we gapped up, we came back. We're trying to rip back up through this area here that runs 885 to 895, above 895, right? 900 psychological level, and then it just launches, right? It'll get gappy up to like 970. That's if it can clear those key levels, right? If it keeps rejecting the 50-21 move, then we take out 860 on Tesla. We have to look at previous lows. Stop. This looks very, very bearish to me. Very. 800 puts. $945 calls. I know that's a big range, but it is what it is. On Tesla, I'm not looking to try to day trade Tesla. It's just too wacky for me. So if I were to swing trade it, it would be a couple weeks. It's pretty big levels. Square, my newest stock that I've been watching, is trapped in a range between 100 and 102.50. Okay. So it came down, hit the tree line, up to snow line, chopping between snow lines. If it moves back up, it's got resistance at 103, 104. And the next tree line is at 105. Above 105 is when we can get super woody and retest 107.50 and then 110. However, I think that we come back 97.50, 95. So I'm gonna look at the Square 95 puts. $105 calls. Okay. All right. A little SPY action for you. And then I'll get into it. What I got some time here. Okay. All right. SPY. Down, rip right to that skyline, and then sold off, back up, sell off, right? 407 downside target on SPY, 429 upside. I know that's a huge range. 423, sorry. But we know that if we take out 413, it's a quick flush down to 407, right? 407 puts, and then 423 calls. Q, right? Down day, rejected the 21, right at the close of the day, right? Big flush down, retested 21, gapped up over it, couldn't hold the 50-21, currently chilling below it. Q. I like a move down to 313, possibly 312, 313, right? That's support, and then it'll come retest. Right, retest this 318, 320 level. If we get some closes below previous lows, the next move down I have is 304, right? So below 312, 304, and just call it 305, all right? And then above, I honestly think we get a flush, and then we can come up and retest 320. Yes, these are big ranges. I know. Yes, we could sit here and chop all day too. All right, let's get into Forex Factory. Let's see what we got as far as. Oh, let's go. The market's gonna burn. This market is gonna burn. So I'm a little irritated. If you guys have suggestions for a new mail source, Etsy has earnings today. Talk about trade deficit. All right. Is Microsoft enough to hold the market up? Can Microsoft hold the market up? Well, you guys know how I feel about this 5200, right? Well, it gave up the ghost. It can trade down to 270, right? Below that, 260. Jeez. Or it can get back up and above. All right, so we're for our mid daily bottom, for our mid, for our top. So 280 to 290. Daily bottom, daily mid. So 285, 293. It's also the 200. So Microsoft, I'm going to look at these 293s. If we can get and close above 281. Actually, you know what? Let's do this. 285, 290 on Microsoft. So above 285, we hit 290, possibly 293, 292.50. Contrarian, if we reject 285 and break down below 280, then it's a quick move down to 270, 265. Okay, for those of you that play Microsoft. Okay, all right, let's get into it. How we doing? All right, this is the Smart Money Dark Pool Block Trade algorithm software provided by FlowTrade. The Flow Index. This is purple line, green bars of price action. Red lines across the screen are regular block trades, blue lines are dark pool block trades, and white lines are a good time. A white line is when a regular and a dark pool print on top of each other, and that's a major inflection point. Go ahead and put that line up on your chart so you can see what's going to happen. QQQ, messing with my bearish. Wow, check this out, yo. Okay, so I'm preparing for a down day, but this is an example of bullish divergence. We look for this all the time, right? At this level here, we've got divergence up to 340, right? So I'm liking those 320 calls on QQQ a lot more, especially for any sort of a swing. Look at that divergence. It's gorgeous, right? That is amazing divergence right there. It's got a fight on its way back up, but where's the point that it diverged? So trading with price, trading with price, trading with price to about here. So we have divergence at least to 329. Okay. You're like, wait, what? How does that work? So we had divergence at 329, right? Look at the flow index. It came down and then it came up and it pulled price back up to this original point of divergence, right? So that divergence there is played out. We're on this new divergence, right? Okay. All right, let's get into your plays. You guys want to look at what's up, Killer? Morning, Johnny. Morning, Killer. Morning, Orlando. Morning, Terry. Morning, DJ. What's up, brother? Binky, good to see you. Ian, Ricky, how is everyone? We've got some requests for some SPY. Bearish divergence or bullish divergence on SPY. Tesla. Qualcomm. Obviously, there's bullish divergence on the SPY. Like I said, we can move back up to around that 428. According to this, I looked at the 423s, which is okay. So we have a white line at 420, another one at 423, and another one at 425. Are they going to pull this back up? I think that they could. We have to see what happens at this dark pool level at 416.10. If that cracks, right? I think we flush down to 407, and this divergence continues to build, right? The divergence doesn't have to play out immediately. It can take a long time. Like, look at this. Look at this bearish divergence here, right? It took from March 22nd to April 11th to fully trade out. So just because you see like some separation, just because you see some separation doesn't mean that it's got to happen in a day or two. This one took, March 17th it took a full month to play out. So do we have a couple more down days? I don't know. All right, anyway, Tesla is gapping down. We have a regular block support at 876.42. There is that divergence, and we got a white line magnet 980. Okay, 900 being psychological, above 900, 950, 980, below 875. Right, we hit 835, 800. Qualcomm. Divergence is traded out, trading with price, trading with price, trading with price. So regular block trade at 133.50, right? Price is kind of wedging. This big influx could pull price back up into this trading zone here, right? That starts at about 135, 140, 145, right? Also contrarian, we break 133.50, we back test 130, below 130, 125, okay? All right, no real blocks to help us out with Qualcomm. Nvidia, flow index is trading with price, or the price is trading with the flow index, right? Little H-shaped pattern. If we take out 188, we need to look at downside moves, okay? I don't see any separation that's going to help pull us up. And when I was looking at Nvidia earlier, I mean, overnight we came down and we broke below the weekly bottom, right? So weekly bottom, 4-hour bottom, 4-hour mid, 199, 200. So a rally to test to 21, right? That moved back up to 200. And then do we get out of the weekly cloud and start our up cycle? Or do we see how we did here? Rallied up, down cycle. Rally up, down cycle. Got monthly mid, so 195, 199 are the two levels that I would be looking out for on Nvidia. And there's a trading zone that runs right there that's just clean AF, right? You can see this. There it is right there. Trade that zone up, right? Or trade the rejection of that zone back down to man, that's so nasty, dude. Right? Monthly bottom, that's just nasty. I'm very bearish on the stock though. All right, we have there's nothing that looks bullish on it to me. If it wasn't Nvidia, if it was like Yeti, I'd be like, oh, short it to that, right? But since it is Nvidia and it's a staple of the QQQ, yeah, okay. Next up, we're gonna look at GM, Walmart, Shop, and what? Amazon. All right, General Motors. Looks very cycle-ish, right? Up and down and up. Okay. This little H-shaped pattern right here, 3804 to 3750. A little move back down. We do have the flow index is slightly moving up. $39.50, $40 upside. This could be a W-shaped pattern, but it looks very H-ish shape to me. So what I mean by that W shape is we have a big move down, right? Then we get one move up and then another move up. It could be a Wu-Tang reversal, right? Which would be this move here, but we don't get long until it breaks above this 2-point, right? So we go 38 up to 39. More than likely it'll reject there and push back down. But if it does close above it, these regular blocks and this dark pool magnet will come into effect, okay? General Motors. $40 upside target, which is a 21 4-hour mid, right? We're getting up to that 5200 at like 40, 40, 50, right? Which is a 34 4-hour mid, right? Up in here. But we're currently sitting on lows. So, ooh, that's what I didn't look at. 4-hour bottom. Basically, if we take out 38, we get a flush down to about 36 and then even lower, right? Big push down, very, very bearish on this stock, okay? Oh, what was I going to look at? I just remembered it and I was so mad that I forgot it. Dang it. Maybe I can remember it in a minute. It was not... General Motors. Wow, Neo's back down to $16. That's crazy. That is crazy. Oh, that's right. UPS, FedEx. Check it, yo. Yes. How come nobody reminded me to look at transports? Right? That was a big move. Big move to failure. Big move to failure, bro. Like, this thing's on crack. It doesn't know what it's doing. So, upside target is 185. Let's just call it 190 up. Downside would be like 180. Okay. UPS, FedEx. Doesn't know what it wants to do. FCX, Freeport McMoran. Okay. This is the one I'm bullish on. Okay. So I like Freeport McMoran, a move from 4-hour bottom up to 4-hour mid, daily cloud, weekly mid. So move from above 42, we hit 43, 44, right? If we can't get out of this move here, right? Oh, get back. Oh, jeez, dude. Come on. There we go. So, like I said, above, the safe move is above 42, right? If we reject this overhead resistance, we down cycle and we come back and back test this lower end resistance. I like FCX. Okay. I'll probably play that today. FCX 44 calls. And then looking at 40 puts. That should be a fun one to trade. Let's check it out. Yes, baby. That's what I like to see here. That's not an H, that's more of a W, right? 1, 2, 3. So we've got dark pull support at 40, 40, 47, regular block resistance at 41, 50, right? I like the 44s, which is where that divergence occurs. Right, we have divergence to here. We also have this divergence here that's traded out. So like I said, we've got a move to 42 and then 44. The flow index is currently trading with price, but we could get a move off of that. I like this possible 1, 2, 3 Wu-Tang reversal pattern setting up. I like it. I like it a lot. All right. Alrighty, and then finally, let's look at Amazon. Trading with price, trading with price, trading with price. Big pop up, right? Amazon 3000 or 2950s. And then let's see, there's a gap that needs to be filled there. See how this right here made bat ears? And that's why I'm always like, bat ears are bearish. Nobody ever believes me. Usually what happens is you see a bat ear, boom, we fall off a cliff. All right. Amazon can rock the market. All right, there we go. Here. Earnings coming up. Amazon possible 2753. All right, Amazon 2600 puts for a lotto today. Okay. All right, I got to run. Thanks for joining me on Dark Hole Algo. I will see you all tomorrow. I'm still on my hunt to get better news. Right? This was a great service. I don't know what happened to it. It's all busted. Right? It's all busted up. So, all right, have a good day. Stay safe, stay green. Hit me up in the stream.